My name is Kiersten, or Kier, or an embarrassing nickname that my dad calls me that I'm not going to mention. And this is the first episode of The Dating Project. If you're tuning in for the first time, well, everybody is, so welcome. Here's how this is going to go. I'm going to talk, you're going to listen, and you're also going to laugh at my jokes. Because we're friends, and that's what friends do. Yeah, this is all going to be super heavily edited, right? Because I don't know what I'm talking about. The topic that we're going to talk about today is ghosting. Yes, ghosts. Not the kind that haunt your house, but the kind that haunt your phone. Or don't haunt your phone, because they're gone. They stop talking to you. So this is something that affects all of us, as we have all been ghosted or have been the ghost. And that's not a crack on how white I am. We've all been a ghost at some point, whether it be intentionally or unintentionally. Ghosting is the conscious and active decision to stop talking to someone, hoping they get the message, rather than being an adult and ending things with closure. Just kidding. He ended things with closure. Kind of. Ghosting occurs when a person you are dating suddenly disappears off the face of the planet. Poof, gone, goodbye. It's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun. This can take the form of ignoring you, not responding to any attempts at communication, and even pretending they legitimately don't know you, even when you see them face to face. He literally did that. See, that just causes drama. All of this is drama. Yeah, no, he still hasn't texted me. Hold on. No, he still hasn't texted me back. This is all drama. What are we doing to these people? Sadly, the dating culture today, via the nearly endless supply of left and right swipes, people don't treat people like humans anymore. We're just a face in an internet catalog of dating websites and dating apps. And it's just so easy to pretend that that person's not human. They're just a face on a screen. But the people behind those screens have feelings. Ghosting is a tempting option, having less commitment attached to it, seemingly even easier than the old tried and true excuse, it's not you, it's me. But it isn't harmless. It's actually quite psychologically damaging. So let's take a look at what happens mentally on both sides. The ghostie, they start off super confused. Trust me. They're super confused. There's a concern for the other person's safety. Oh, I hope they're okay. Or they justify it. They're probably busy. They're in school. They're working. They have a social life outside of me. But after several days of not hearing back from the person, the ghostie starts to become self-conscious, and their self-esteem goes from here to way below the table. You can't even see my hand anymore. It's difficult and it hurts and it's hard. And that's something that the person who's doing the ghosting doesn't see, because they don't respond to texts or phone calls or Facebook messages. And they pretend that the other person doesn't exist, but they do exist, and they're sitting in a ball under their covers listening to Celine Dion, probably, because that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, Adele works too. Now the ghost. So they aren't intentionally cruel. Sometimes you just lose interest and you just don't know how to tell the other person because you don't want to hurt their feelings. And you also don't want to get into a confrontation because sometimes the ghostee can get a little hot-headed. Well, why don't you want to talk to me anymore? I'm delightful. But things just don't always work. Things don't always click. So instead of confronting the person and telling them you're just not interested or you just want to be friends, sometimes it seems easier to just pretend it never happened. I've been guilty of this. Sorry. Here's some better resolutions. Be honest. That's the best thing you can do. Just tell the person, hey, you're cool. Just tell them they're cool, even if you don't think they are, because this is part of like trying not to hurt their feelings, but also being honest. But now I'm being dishonest. Be honest. If you're not interested in going on another date with them, if you're not interested in pursuing anything romantic, tell them. It will save a lot of trouble. You might even spare a friendship there, because you know what might happen? If you end up being a ghost, that person's gonna talk crap about you. Oh my gosh, this person never even texted me back. Like, what a jerk. You don't want to be the jerk. There's similar terminology in the dating game. Cushioning is one. So cushions are people who are there for the other person when they're sad, and they end up just being kind of like the shoulder to cry on, the buddy. And it's also known as the friend zone. The friend zone! You don't want to be in the friend zone. So just be honest, tell the truth. Don't ghost, don't cushion. Friend zone's not a good place to be. Breadcrumbing! I didn't even know this was a thing. I thought it was something that you did to fish before you put it in the oven. This is one of those terms that you can find on a dating site, but it essentially relates to a guy or a girl paying just enough attention to someone to lead them on. Also known as keeping them on the hook. Don't do that. It's rude. Nobody wants to be plan B. So the slow fade, it's very similar to ghosting, except instead of leaving all at once, you leave over time. The texts get shorter and fewer until, ooh, gone. It also sounds like it'd be like a really cool dance move, but it's not. Benching. If someone's avoiding meeting you in person, but they still want to chat with you on a dating app or on Facebook or on another dating website, they're putting you on the bench. They don't want to meet you, but they want to keep you around and talk to you just in case their other interests fall through. Rude. Don't do this either. This is just a whole list of things of what not to do. Don't do them. The next one is haunting. So you remember that whole thing about ghosting? Well, haunting is when the ghost comes back to see how you're doing and get all, hey girl, what's up? How you doing? Don't fall for it. They ghosted you. Something in their path didn't work out, so they came back to you because you were interested before, so why wouldn't you be interested again? No, don't. And the last one, kitten fishing, my favorite kind of fishing, which is basically changing or placing misleading info in your dating profile. It's similar to catfishing, except it's not completely changing your identity, just small little bits and pieces about you, like your height, or your occupation, or what else? Your political views. That's another one. It's all an attempt to portray an unrealistic representation of yourself to get the other person to like you. Just be yourself. That's what I'm doing. Clearly it's working out because I'm single and making these videos. Anyway, that's all for the ghosting episode, but we're talking about the theme now. Starting today through September 20th, the theme for your dates will be service. It's amazing. I truly believe these types of disasters are not curses. I think they are blessings because look at what it has done. It has brought us together. Look at how many people are helping, and I want us to be a part of that. We'll be focusing on creating care packages for the victims of Hurricane Harvey and soon to be Hurricane Irma. So the money that you would have spent buying ice cream or buying movie tickets to some Avenger flick will be put towards purchasing items for the care packages. Now, don't think you have to spend a ton of money. Go to Goodwill, go to the dollar store, get creative. And when you're done, you'll bring these to the Glendale Institute building. Now, if you happen to be watching this and you are not in Arizona, please visit the American Red Cross website to see other ways of contributing. But if you still want to send a care package, we will have details on our Facebook page along with a list of items that are needed for these care packages. That's it for episode 1 of The Dating Project. There'll be another video next week because I have nothing left to do with my life except this. Just kidding. No. Bye. Until next week. Follow us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Tell me how good my jokes are. Now that's it. Okay, bye.
To a burn, but never gonna leave. This is how I love, it's gonna fight it.